my fourth grade teacher, Miss Judy, told me that I was actually good at something, and that happened to be poetry. And then everyone told me it was lame, it was for girls, and I was fourth grade, so I was 10 years old, and yeah, it's lame. So I didn't associate with poetry until about 9th grade. We had a poetry writing assignment, and we watched a poem, a spoken word poem actually, called Father, and that really associated with me a lot. And so I kind of went home and I listened to it over and over and over, and then I still didn't do any poetry. And then I joined the speech team, because speech and debate, yeah, it's where all the girls are at. And so in high school, there was actually a category called poetry. Again, still didn't do any poetry, but I watched a lot of it. And then it's actually not until I came here that I actually performed some poetry. So that's that. And then a month ago, my whole computer hard drive crashed, so I lost 5 years of photos, 10,000 songs, and the worst part is all my poetry. So, give it a old college try. My 2 poems were written about 2 hours ago, and I had a little bit in my head already, but the first one is kind of about how I got into poetry. Mrs. Judy, my 4th grade English teacher, told me that a simile is a comparison between 2 different things by using like and as. And with them, even you can create poetry. Sensing my confusion on my face, she gently grabbed my wrist and told me that I was a simile. Said my hand looked like a turkey, thumbs stretched out like a neck, and 4 fingers spanned gracefully like a feather, and I believed her for a second. So I pressed my knuckles up like a plate, like this was Thanksgiving dinner, and I was hungry, and then I laid my other hand on top like I was giving thanks. Like I was giving thanks for once. And then I crossed my hands into like a fist, and it kind of looked like biscuits without the gravy. But there's no gravy here, and this can't be Thanksgiving dinner without gravy. And then this hand is just another hand, and this dinner is just like any other dinner. Your poetry doesn't make sense, Miss Judy. So she snatched the cupcake off my desk and told me that if I could have it back once I created a simile. Well, Miss Judy, I learned a lot of things about poetry since the 10 years since the 4th grade. 1. I told this girl at university that her dress looked like a Persian cloth quilt making love to a supple body against the Euphrates River, and then she French kissed me right there in front of a construction site outside Kirkland Hall. 2. My hand does look a lot like a turkey, but I took a bite out of it and it tastes a lot like chicken. 3. Ballad girls are like the best poets in the whole world, because every other sentence is the most beautiful thing I've ever heard in my entire life. 4. I don't always like myself, but that's why I use all these comparisons. I'll say that I walk like my mother. I'm always calm under pressure, a lot like me, but she's still kind of short. So I say that I kind of sound like my friend David, 3 inches taller, but he yells way too much. And then I say that I talk like my grandmother, soft in languages, but slowly forgetting, but so much love for you. You all say that I sound a lot like my poetry, but here's the thing. Poetry is something that I've never really done before, so excuse me when I make comparisons that I'm yet too young to understand, because poetry is like sipping vodka at the gates of Mordor, and poetry is kind of like planking at the top of Mount Everest. Poetry is like voting for Michelle Bachmann, because, you see, we don't always understand the nonsense that drops out of her mouth, but it still sounds so beautiful, even when we're surrounded by people that we don't always belong with. So Mrs. Judy, you, I, we, all of us, we are all a lot like similes, so please give me my damn cupcake. This next one is called Alpha, and it's kind of, I was actually late coming here because I was in my room typing it up. Emailing it to all my friends in case my phone died, so this is my friend's phone, but this is kind of like depicting a conversation I had with my cousin's younger kid, so she's like 3 years old, but it was kind of, a little more sophisticated for her, but I kind of changed her. So, it's called Alpha. I tell her that people are a lot like letters because they come in all different shapes and sounds, and by themselves they don't make any sense, but you put them together, they make more sense than they probably should. But she tells me that people are a lot like letters because they're all so similar when they're facing the other direction. The only thing separating a B from a D is a mirror. And M wishes it could flip upside down so it could look a lot more like the letter W, so it could be more a part of questions, like why is Y thinking that it's a vowel when it's actually not. She loves numbers. She tells me that because they have no depth or beginning or end, they just have a very clear middle at 0. She is going to teach her son the alphabet someday, not as a line of letters, but as circle sounds turning in on themselves. And someday she might start with A, B, C, which to us is the beginning, but to her and her hypothetical son is the beginning. But on other nights she may start by saying T, U, V, or Y, Z, A. When the other kids in the classes get stuck on I, J, she'll know that the next letter that comes will be K, even though she might not, or he might not know any of the other words or letters afterwards, because he will just know the beginning, and that she is too young to be speaking about children in kindergarten. So I say, hey, you are too young to be speaking about children in cardigan. She says, hey. I say, hey, back, and she says, hey. And then she says, hey, do you want to know what I love about the alphabet? I ask her, why? Or I asked her what? And she said, hey, only one syllable away from hiding, or one breath hiding behind another syllable, like A, A. And I asked her, hey, do you want to know why I love the alphabet? And she says, why? And I tell her, why? It doesn't have to try as hard as M to be a part of more questions. It doesn't have to bend over backwards. It just simply is a question. Why? She says, huh? And I say, A, hey. So is this where we begin at A? I asked her. She said, unless we start at Y, Z. So I guess this is just where we end. Thank you.